fantastic result this evening. How do you sum that up?
Yeah, we needed to come here and show our mettle. They started very, very well. I think we scored against the run of play, to be honest. First 25 minutes, they passed it around us, but we managed to get in at half-time 1-up, and then for us to get the second one as quickly, it felt really good. Knocked the stuffing out of them a bit. And obviously it's so important they got to cut the grass, it's unreal.
You talk about getting that goal just before half-time being really important. How did that change your team to getting that goal so late in the half?
It didn't really. What I was talking about was what we had to do to get the ball back off them, and we looked too nervous about when we didn't get it. So it's all right when they have it sometimes, but I had to explain what we were talking about, and second half we got it and it worked, and then we scored a goal from it straight away. So, you know, the lads have done ever so well. The ones coming off the bench were excellent again, and it's wonderful to feel where we are at this moment in time, to come here as confident as we looked and as we were, to sustain a team who can pass it really well. They had a couple of chances, luckily they didn't score, and we were clinical. So that's what it's all about, really.
You talk about getting that goal so quickly after half-time as well. Does that really sum up them listening to you at half-time and coming out and implementing it straight away?
I think it's all about the group at the moment. It's not about what I'm saying, it's about how they're applying themselves, whoever it is. I made some changes and I felt it was right, and then I made some different changes, and everybody's really acting totally and utterly professional, not selfish, and it's a big difference. So I'm delighted for them, and I'm delighted with them.
Obviously that man that scored the second goal, Aaron Drennan, a fantastic finish, but he'd come on as an early first half substitution for Ollie Clark. So what can you tell us about Ollie? Yeah,
Ollie had a tightening in his hamstring. He's really important to us. I was risking him playing him again, but we've got clear weeks coming up, Saturday, so I thought he could get through it. He was right to precautionally say everything's tightening up. That happens to him sometimes, because he's completely 100% every minute of every game, so it's great to have, and I knew that from the team selection. I knew where we were going. I knew Butts had played here before, so I'm trying to pick the right people and get the right minutes into everybody, but I also got great choices now, and what I could do is throw a different punch on their chin and see how their chin is, and theirs ain't that strong, is it, after today?
I want to talk about Dan Butterworth, because he obviously really impressed during midweek with the fans and with you in post-match interview as well. Did his performance on Tuesday really bid him a place in the starting lineup today?
Yeah, the difficult thing with Dan is, where am I going to play him? He's so instrumental in what we do when we're attacking, and as long as he does his runs with the ball, which are his biggest thing, he moves with the ball, and as long as he continues to do that, that's not easy to do all the time, but he does it. If he can get more consistent with it, then he'll get picked more consistently. But that was I asked him just now, is that your wrong foot? He don't look like he's got a bad foot at all. He's so well balanced, but I'm delighted for him. It's very big when you come back to your old club, and you know, sometimes they do sting you, and he done that to them in the first half.
I want to talk about the threats that Carlisle had leading into the game. You were aware that they were going to play very similar football to how MK Dons, Notts County teams play in possession base. Did you feel that your team really come up against that today and nullified some of the issues that you had in the previous games?
Yeah, I think so, and Smithy didn't play in one of those games, and I think he made the difference today. That one goal we got came off of them worrying about him, so you know, he broke his nose in that other game beforehand, and I didn't think it was right to play him. Maybe that would have been a different result, but with the greatest respect, we've come away to a real tough fixture, and we've come away really well, unscathed and delighted with ourselves, so that's a massive plus, and well done to all of them, not just the ones we've spoke about.
The big emphasis going into today's game was it was the fourth of a really competitive 4 games that you were looking at. Obviously now 4 games unbeaten as well. You must just be really pleased with the team overall.
Yeah, absolutely. You consider I've added 2 players from outside to this group, and how well the group's working and gelling and learning and moving forward is incredible. So let's hope this confident streak continues, because it's only us that will stop it. Do you know what I mean? It's only us, by not doing what we're doing really well at the moment, we'll stop it. So let's hope it don't stop. Got a lot of games left, 16 games left towards the end of the season. Let's see if we can have a gallop up the table and maybe fight some people above us rather than look below us all the time.
You're talking about how important substitutions are, and I think that really echoes it again today. Glatzel on the score sheet, Joe Wesley on the score sheet, and another 2 assists for Kabongo Shamanga as well.
And Aaron. So it proves there's starters and there's finishers, and I need them all to do what they're doing in a minute. And well done to the back line, well done to the goalie, well done to everybody. We managed to keep them at bay. Could have been very, very different. If they'd have got the first goal, I'm not sure how we would have felt, but I do believe we'd have carried on, and I do believe we'd have been good enough to test them. So absolutely delighted.
We scored 2 goals very late in the second half, but were you frustrated with the way that you conceded the goal from them this afternoon?
Not really. To be honest, it was more or less out of nothing from the edge of the box. The kids struck it really well. If I'm frustrated in anything, I think we got to start passing the ball around a bit more when we got an extra man. And we didn't realise that. I'd have worked them a bit more, but we're still in this, why hit it long when we haven't got Smithy on? So, and when you're 2-0 up and you got an extra man, so there's bits I'll have to show them, but I'm delighted for them, I'm delighted with them, and that'll make a very long journey much nicer. And I just want to thank our fans. Absolutely incredible what you do week in, week out, and I'm so proud that we put on that show for you. Safe journey home, and thanks ever so much for your support.
We talk about loads of fantastic performances today, but there's someone particularly that I want to pick out that I think had a really fantastic game. Jake Kane, playing out of position, playing at left back today, and he didn't look out of place at all. I'm
not sure how many times he's even played there. And in the first 2 or 3 minutes they put a really dangerous cross in from the right. He was in exactly the right place. The fella's been outstanding, his work rate is outstanding, and it hasn't always gone well for him at his football club, so I'm delighted with him, and I'm delighted that he's played as well as he did today. It gives me another spin on things. And if you think about it, he's a centre midfield player, so well done, Jay. Wonderful left foot, wonderful brain, so I'm delighted for him.
With some of the injuries that you've had as well, it gave you an opportunity to put 18-year-old Harry Chard on the bench this afternoon. Was there an inkling inside of you that he could have made his debut this afternoon?
Yeah, there was, but I felt that the freshness up front was needed, not Caney, you know. But I'd have easily done it. It wouldn't have been a problem to me. I thought he did ever so well against Birmingham the other week in his debut. So that's what you got as a football club. Have you got young ones in behind who can come in and do the job? And it's a big ask when you haven't got an under-21s set up. So they're only 17. He's just 18. So it's a big ask, but I would have easily done it. I wouldn't have bothered me at all.
Just lastly, I want to talk about the connection between your side and the fans. You've already spoke about it already, but over 450 fans attended this long mile trip up to Carlisle today. But the connection that the players clearly have with the fans at the moment is just incredible, especially at the end of the game.
If you work hard, you'll have your fans on side. If you don't give in, you'll have your fans on side. Whether you win or whether you lose, I hope Swindon fans understand that, and I can't ask them to work any harder for each other. And I think that's spreading into the crowd. They understand that the lads are playing like they would if they had a chance to play for us, and that's all I've ever tried to do in my life, as make the players who play for our club feel like they're a fan and play like they are. So it's all down to our effort, the joined effort of the football club to actually make sure that everybody's important. And I think you can see that the players are playing like that with the pride for the badge, and that's all that matters.